President Kiir gave final direction to the negotiation team as they leave for Addis Ababa. An SPLA Chief of General Staff says the army is in control of the security situation in the country. And coming up, more than 5,000 pupils to sit for primary school examinations in Juba after disruption by last month's failed coup attempt. Hello, you are watching the news coming to you live from South Sudan television in Juba. I am Alejandro Lotok, and here is the bulletin in detail. First of all, the presidential decree. Republic of South Sudan. The Republican decree number 4 for the year 2014 for the appointment of a Brigadier General to the position of Deputy Director General of Internal Security Bureau of the National Security Service 2014 AD, title and commencement. This decree shall be cited as the Republican Decree number 4 for the year 2014 for the appointment of a Brigadier General to the position of Deputy Director General of Internal Security Bureau of the National Security Service 2014 AD, and shall come into force on the date of its signature by the President of the Republic. The decree, in exercise of the powers conferred upon me under Article 101, you read together with Article 97(4) of the Transitional Constitution of the Republic of South Sudan 2011 AD, I, General Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan and Commander-in-Chief of the Supreme Armed Forces of all the other regular forces, do hereby issue this Republican decree for the appointment of Brigadier General Louis Natale Fingi as the Deputy Director General of Internal Security Bureau of the National Security Service with effect from 2nd January 2014 AD, issued under my hand and the seal of the Republic of South Sudan in Juba this second day of the month of January in the year 2014 AD, signed General Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan and Commander-in-Chief of the Supreme Armed Forces and other regular forces of South Sudan. And now the detail of the news. The President of the Republic, General Salva Kiir Mayardit, has given the negotiation team the final direction about the expected talks with the rebels in Addis Ababa under the auspices of IGAD. The President met the delegation in Juba on Thursday prior to their departure to Addis Ababa. Speaking to SSTV, Information Minister Michael Makwelweth said the government wishes to know the name of rebel group before any negotiation. He accuses Machar and his forces for violating and rejecting the ceasefire declared by IGAD last week in Nairobi. Makwei said rebels are still attacking government forces in Unity and Jonglei states.
The negotiating team of the government of the Republic of South Sudan met His Excellency the President today, and so that he gives them the final direction of so that we move to Addis, and by now we'll be moving to the airport and go to Addis. We are going to negotiate with this rebel group whose name we don't know, so we'll have to know who are they before we do anything with them, so that we negotiate with a body that is known to all of us. What we know is that despite all these efforts being exerted, the rebel group is not doesn't recognize and has not done anything on the declaration of IGAD. They have not accepted the cessation of hostilities. so that and this is what is usually paves the way for all the other functions. They have not accepted the cessation of hostilities, and they are now talking of going for ceasefire. Ceasefire does not come first, but first you cessation of hostilities, and this is what usually is usually followed by the ceasefire. So we are going there. We'll go and talk with them, and then we'll see how best we can move forward.
The Vice President, James Wani Iga, who is also the chairperson of the Crisis Management Committee, was briefed by the subcommittee on the progress of the work. Iga has directed the committees to begin their work in the states and speed up humanitarian assistance to survivors of the recent failed coup attempt. Speaking to SSTV, the press secretary in the office of the Vice President, Mayen, says the Vice President had assured the public of government's commitment to restore peace and stability in the country. And SPLA Chief of General Staff, General James Hothmai, said the army is in control of the security situation in the country. Speaking to reporters in Juba on Thursday, General Hoth says Juba and its surroundings is secured and that the army is advancing towards Bor. The army chief urges the SPLA forces to distance themselves from tribal affiliation, but rather to defend the national constitution.
South Sudan Army, the SPLA, has so far arrested 7 people suspected of involvement in the alleged extrajudicial killing during the failed coup attempt on 15 December 2013. The Army top officers disclosed this in a news conference held in Juba, adding that any soldier found guilty would be dealt with according to the SPLA Act.
This is a press release from the office of the SPLA Chief of General Staff, First Lieutenant General James Osmai, on the formation of a committee to investigate in the allegations of extrajudicial killings in Juba in the aftermath of the 15th coup attempt and on the 16th of last month event. The Chief of General Staff, Lieutenant General James Osmai, yesterday formed a committee of 5 officers, and this committee is formed based on the SPLA Act that confer upon the Chief of Staff such a responsibility. The committee will investigate into those who are arrested now and those who will be arrested on the accusation of the extrajudicial killings that has happened here in Juba.
And we will continue doing that. We are capturing them every day, and we have a good number of them in prison. We formed 2 committees yesterday, a committee that will investigate those who were involved in killing of innocent people from army and other organized forces. We have formed also another committee that will investigate the cause of the incident itself, what happened in Tiger Division. But we will continue maintaining the security.
The army officers led by the SPLA Chief of General Staff, General James Hothmai, warned the National Army against any attempt to support tribal affiliation, telling the army to stick to the constitutional mandate of defending the territorial integrity of South Sudan.
I want to tell my soldiers that please refrain from this tribal war. Politics is politics. Those who want to be president or those who want to be ministers, this is their duty. For us, we are not supposed to be there. You see, for us, our work is to guide this country, to guide the people, constitution, their resources, and to help them in development, and that's it. So I want to tell them that please refrain, see yourselves as comrades, as colleagues, as brothers.
The SPLA gallant forces have so far defeated Machar rebel forces, and the National Army is in full control of Malakal in Upper Nile and Mayom in Unity State respectively, assuring full security in the national capital Juba and its surrounding. According to the Army Chief of General Staff, The National Army respect the call for cessation of hostilities, but vow to retaliate if rebels continue to attack government positions.
And, let me start with the situation of Juba. And, I think situation is really normal in Juba itself, and when you can witness it by yourself. The situation has really reduced, and we have remained with very few criminals who want to utilize this chance to loot people. We have criminals who have been there, now they are utilizing this situation. Other areas, we are advancing to Bor. Of course, these people, they want to come to Juba. We have some fight, and our forces are moving toward Bor. So anytime we will be in Bor. And in Bentiu area, Unity State, we seized Mayom yesterday morning, and our forces also are approaching. We will go to Bentiu until if the ceasefire is declared. If it is not declared, we have to maintain all these areas, claim them back to areas. Upper Nile is very quiet. We have really cleared around Malakal, and it's good. The situation in Malakal is good. It's only humanitarian situation which is alarming. The town has been looted, like Bor, like Bentiu, and people, they don't have anything to eat there.
Deploy some forces in and around Juba to maintain security so that people go back to their homes. We have done that, and we have also mobilized some vehicles with enough security to patrol at night. All these allegations of people running out from Juba and some attacks are coming to Juba are not true. Because even yesterday night, I was moving, I got some youth celebrating. I got some youth celebrating on Ramabat, monarchy, New Year, they are celebrating New Year, and that was a sign of Juba being calm.
General Hoth refutes allegation that he had escaped or arrested from the National Army, calling it unfounded and baseless information spread by enemies of peace and stability in the country.
We are very, very near to Bor, and there is no fight here. But of course, you know, the civilian, those who are not soldiers, they always panic. And the telephone is a very dangerous. You see, media you brought us a very, very serious thing. So now people will just call there, no, we are just only 3 kilos. Some people, they say that 3 kilos here. 3 kilos here, there's Gumba here. Huh? You see, some of them 300 kilos. Now, today, if you don't go, this one will happen. And leave alone that, even myself, I'm either arrested or have run away. Some people, when, you see, a few hours ago, we were with the president. While we were in the meeting and people were calling, where is James? Chief of Staff, where is he? No, here he was the president. Because someone told them that I have run away. That I have run away, or I'm arrested, or what, and it's really, these are rumors. So there is no fight near here now.
The government of South Sudan has so far sent a delegation for dialogue with the rebel group led by Dr. Riek Machar in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, to find an amicable solution to political impasse in the country. Gerang John reporting for South Sudan Television in Juba.
And the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, UN OCHA, is appealing to the rebel groups to allow humanitarian agencies to deliver aids to the areas affected by the political crisis in the country, mainly Jonglei and Unity States, to pave way for quick intervention to help the displaced population. The head of UN OCHA in South Sudan, Vincent Lelei, says it is difficult for the humanitarian assistance to reach the affected areas. He made the call during his meeting with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Barnaba Mariel Benjamin, in Juba on Thursday. Benjamin further reiterated government commitment to cooperate with the humanitarian agencies to mitigate humanitarian crisis.
Affected by the clashes in Jonglei, the head of UN OCHA in South Sudan Vincent Lelay says it is now very difficult for the humanitarian assistance to reach the affected areas, making lives very hard for the vulnerable, especially the children. Since last week, security situation has been very tense in Bor of Jonglei State, although the SPLA spokesman said it can be regained at any time.
Last 4 days, because of fighting, we have not been able to deliver assistance. Right now, water has run out. Right now, food has run out. Right now, sanitation is extremely dire, and we are calling on everyone who is able to help to allow humanitarians to go in. Please do it now. Please do it now. We want humanitarians to go to Bor and help the people who are suffering.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Dr. Barnaba Maral Benjamin, said the government has not blocked any humanitarian assistance, instead calling for urgent intervention by humanitarian actors to rescue the crisis. According to the report presented by the UN to the Foreign Affairs Ministry, over 20,000 people are still in the UN compounds, unable to come out because of fear. Meanwhile, the Chinese and the Egyptian government have promised to extend humanitarian assistance to South Sudan to rescue the crisis and also participate in funding peace to the country.
So now our Chinese government call on immediately ceasefire, stop fighting, and start the peace talk. Secondly, from our side, China side, will provide more assistance to the refugees.
To express Egypt's willingness to participate in peacekeeping operations here in South Sudan. His Excellency welcomed this step and welcomed the participation of Egyptians in peacekeeping operations in South Sudan. We also discussed the current situation after the declaration of the state of emergency in Bentiu and Jonglei states. And due to the humanitarian situation, we expressed Egypt's willingness to provide humanitarian assistance in the form of food and medicine to South Sudan.
The Chinese ambassador to South Sudan, Ma Shang, as well advised the government to deploy more troops at the oil fields to prevent any damage that may be incurred by the ongoing clashes. For SCTV News, Martin Jede Gabriel.
And over 5,000 primary 8 pupils of Juba County will now sit for their primary leaving examinations on the 13th of this month. This was announced by Central Equatorial Minister of Education, Science and Technology, Hastin Yokwe, in Juba on Thursday. He said the candidates are from Mangala, Juba and Liria Payams, who were interrupted by the failed coup attempt on the 15th of last month. Yokwe called on the students to show at the ministry to register for the examinations.
But we discovered that in Juba, there has been a very huge number of citizens who have been displaced from their homes to big camps in the UNAMIS campuses in Juba. By this big displacement, I assume that there could also be a big number of students who could have been affected by the same displacement. So we decided that we have the exams take place on the 13th of this month, so that we make the necessary consultations and preparations for those students who are displaced in order to have them have the chance to sit alongside their other colleagues who are staying in their homes, the primary leaving exams as is scheduled for the 13th of this month. So the exams, I want to announce officially that it will take place on the 13th of this month, and I'm informing all students who might be outside Juba for any reasons to come to Juba and prepare for the exams. While those students who are in the displaced camps within the UNAMIS campuses, we are going to make an effort as a ministry to consult with the UNAMIS and other stakeholders so that we make some facilitation for those students so that they also have a chance to sit for this Sudan school, for the primary living exams. This is an arrangement that will involve enabling them at least for the 1 week to prepare. So some environment will need to be created for them wherever they are. And then we shall then determine whether they will be sitting in the camps or some facilitation can be done so that they can be allowed to move to sit in the schools where they registered for the exams.
And the former Deputy Minister of Interior and SPLM member, Salva Mathok Gengdit, has refuted rumors that circulated around alleging that he has joined rebel leader Riek Machar and his group. Salva Mathok dismissed the allegations as rubbish and defaming, pointing out that he is a man of peace and will not join the senseless rebellion of Riek Machar. Salva Mathok called on South Sudanese to remain calm and united as people of one nation and refrain from spreading and listening to rumor mongers who are out to destabilize the country.
I do reply them that these sorts of information are biased, they are not workable. I am not a part of Riek Machar and I will never be a part of Riek Machar, because I fought Riek Machar in 1991 and I fought also Kerbino Kwanyin in 1996 and I still trying to get a way also to fight whoever trying to destabilize this country. And that is the day when I heard that there was shooting in the command headquarters. I have to put up on my uniform and I march where the army is. Because the coup had been followed. Yes, what happened was a coup. And we people denied that there was no coup, there was a coup. And a lot of information about it. Except that I do not know the H hour when it was going to start. H hour is the last hour that you can start anything. Even you are farming, it is a state of that hour. So here I am coming to tell to my people that I am not a part of Riek Machar coup. What I know, we have a problem already in the SPLM itself. Before the National Liberation Council takes place, I went to Director of Military Intelligence, I went to Director of National Security, and I went also to Minister of Interior. What I told these people was that they sit together, analyze the situation. That was almost on the 6th or on the 7th also. I contacted them. You analyze if the National Liberation Council, the way I am a soldier and I collect enough information, if there are advantages of holding the National Convention are greater, then I advise that to be extended or to be adjourned until further notice, such that to have 3 things on it. 1, for Christmas to take place. Number 2, for this nice conference, which they say investment conference, which was well attended and we were not known internationally. Except that conference, let us know.
And a newly constructed health facility has been inaugurated at Mia Saba, a suburb of Juba. The medical center is owned by a group of South Sudanese doctors who have teamed up to render medical services in the area. The director of YDK Health Center, Dr. Luka Deng, says the center will render health services to all the residents of Juba.
Sudan were destroyed during the years of struggle. The government of South Sudan, NGOs operating in the country, and business people are working hard for the construction of health facilities in the newborn nation. The health medical center was opened in the Mia Saba residential area owned by South Sudanese group of doctors to save the population in the area. Speaking during the opening ceremony, the director of YDK Health Center, Luka Deng, says the center will render health services to the population of Juba town as well as residents of Mia Saba. He assured to extend the same facilities to the rest of areas across Juba city. He said the same health center in Juba was owned by foreigners, and after the failed coup attempt, most of the foreigners from the neighboring country of South Sudan left the country. He called for government and organizations working in the field of health to support the center.
clinic officially للمواطنين بتاعنا الجنوبيين وبارتيكولار المواطنين بتاع 107 عشان يعمل خدمات. كيوم أننا كنا قضينا الجدول بتاعه يوم 21 ما عمل نفسه. كيوم يوم 1 فتحنا عشان يعمل خدمات عشان مستشفيات القاعدين كله قفل. اللي كان الموجود في 107 وجزء من قديلة وجزء زاد من 107 الأجانب اللي كانوا الموجودين كله مشي. كانينا الوطنيين فتحنا المستشفى YDK عشان يعمل خدمات للمواطنين بتاعنا بتاع الجنوبيين.
Residents of Mia Saba appreciated the initiative done by the South Sudanese group of doctors for opening health center.
نتكلم من مستشفى بتاع الكاي مية صباح سلطان لوكا برضو ان احنا يعني انا من ولاية نوير ان احنا قاعدين في مية صباح يعني كان يالنا يتعلق فيهم بس في مواطنين تعبانين دائما قاعدين نمشي يعني جوا بالليل يالنا تعبانين. الحمد لله يا سادة فتحلينا مستشفى كبير في 107 بجي فيه منين نوير ودينكا وباريا ونايدا بس من قبائل المنتلة في جنوب السودان وكلهم بجي يعني لا ريا كونغو ينوري بيابين وانا برضو.
اليوم نحن في عيادات YDK نحن مبسوطين كمواطنين بتاع 107 بافتتاح هذه المنشأة لسبب من الأسباب إنه الشركة دي شركة مساهمة وطنية قدر يجيب خدمات صحية جوار المواطنين الساكنين في المناطق المختلفة دي اللي هي قديلة و107 وفريدوم ومنكي شرق ونيو سايد.
Reporting for SSTV News, I'm Emmanuel Malwal.
Congratulations to the people of Mia Saba there for getting a new hospital there. And of course, this is how we end today's bulletin. Of course, the rest of the team and me, Alejandro Lotok, saying thank you very much. The rest of the programs are coming on your way. Stay tuned and bye-bye for now.